YouTube. So today I just kind of wanted to discuss spouses and how to handle maybe your significant other has gone blind or is going blind. This is mainly kind of, I guess, directed at people in longer term relationships, people who have maybe started this journey with their spouse, and who have seen all of you've seen all of these changes happen. And that can be very, very challenging, very scary, not only for your spouse, but for you. This person who you love and who could do all this stuff now can't. And that takes an adjustment. So, start with showing yourself grace and showing them grace. With that being said, there is a difference between grace and coddling. Be mindful of that. Coddling doesn't help anyone. At the end of the day, they are still your spouse. They are still the person that ideally you love or tolerate, or at least don't want to murder, however you define your relationship. It's cool with me. The core of that does not change. So, start off with understanding you are not their full-time caretaker. If you guys feel a full-time caretaker would be a benefit for them, then totally look into hiring one or whatever. But you becoming a full-time caretaker for your spouse tends to breed resentment on one or both sides. Your spouse feels like they're a child, they're being cared for, they don't feel equal in the relationship, which in some relationships that's okay. Completely different type of video though. And you feel like you're expected to take care of that person, and you feel like you have to do everything for that person, and that person can't care for themselves, and you start to feel more like a parent. It can create some issues. So definitely be mindful of that to start out with. Also be mindful that, they might still be learning what they can and can't do. And just because they can't do something right now, right after they went blind, does not necessarily mean they can't do it in 2 months or 3 months. Take traveling. They probably will be kind of scared to walk around after they've just gone blind. They don't know how. That doesn't mean they're always going to be terrified. I would highly, highly, highly suggest looking for orientation and mobility specialists. They will teach your significant other how to walk around with a cane or with whatever devices they deem necessary. The best place to start with that is the doctor. And what you're probably going to want to do, or what I would suggest doing, even if your partner is a total, that's what we call totally blind people, totals. I would suggest that you start off with a low vision evaluation, and that is usually done by someone who specifically does those. They will point out different technology that might help your partner, and they will be able to then work with you and to tell you about different resources that are available to you. Be that support groups, be that orientation and mobility specialists, whatever that may be. So, definitely look into that. If you feel like mental health services would help you during these changes, feel free to look into that. There's no shame in that at all. If your partner feels like they need mental health, totally fine. You might even find that you want to consider couples counseling, depending on what's going on. Again, that's totally fine. Some of you won't need any of this at all, and you'll be thinking, man, stop talking about mental health. But seriously, I do like to point out that people who have gone newly blind, isolation can be a huge problem. And orientation and mobility is one of the best ways to prevent that isolation, because you want your partner to feel like they are able to go out, sometimes without you and on their own. You want them to feel like, hey, I can get up, I can walk out, I can get a cab, or if you can hire a driver, if a friend's picking them up, whatever. You want them to know, hey, I can do this. I can go here or there. Again, that way they feel like they're not waiting on you. You feel like you're not beholden for them to do anything. It's just a better situation all the way around. Also, continue to encourage them to socialize and to not be attached to you at the hip. Some couples I get are very, very attached. Totally nothing wrong with that. But if your partner wants to go with the guys or with the girls, tell them to have fun. I know so many couples where one person in the couple has gone blind and the other person, oh my God, no, you can't do that. I'm going to be there. What if you need help? Blah, blah, blah. Assuming you're both adults, your partner is an adult. Treat your partner like an adult. Your partner doesn't become 16 because they lost their sight. I know you want to help, but honestly, bear that in mind. You two are still the same people you were before they went blind. Your partner might go through a tough time and some depression and some self-doubt and self-pity. Be there to support them, but don't be there to wallow in that with them. And if you find that your partner is wallowing in their self-pity, again, perhaps nicely consider counseling. So, and communication. Ask your partner, what do you need help with? What can I do for you? And don't be offended if your partner says, no, I don't want your help with this. It's their life. It's not their job to let you help them with everything. They're going to struggle sometimes. That's fine. You're going to struggle too with other things. We're all humans. We all struggle. When you jump in and immediately try to help them and don't let them struggle, that is you telling them, I do not have confidence in you. I don't think you can do it. Now, if they ask for help, then by all means, help them. You don't have to be an ass about it either. Just be sure that kind of find that balance. Some of us like to be fixers. There's some things we can't fix. And that's just kind of life. So, as always, if you have any questions for me, you can totally leave a comment down below. You can email me at blynddE1@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Facebook. The easiest way to find me is in the blind and visually impaired support network group. You can either say, hey, where's blind? Spelled BLYNDDE1. Or you can, there's no one, I'm dumb. BLYNDDE. Or you can, I know I'm posting my videos. If you see me post a video, you can message me, comment on one. Or you can just ask your question up there. I'm not some blind god who has all the answers. You might get better answers from, in fact, you probably will get better answers from other members, and they might offer them in a more cuddly way, which some of you might prefer. But honestly, do look into resources like that, and try to get resources from actual blind people, because that's probably going to be your best bet in truly helping your significant other. So hopefully this video helps someone, and thanks for watching.